Yo, 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 good morning, good evening. And welcome to today's stream. We're going to continue with the blob creature. And we're going to start with some visuals today, and maybe we have time to go into like some game logic at the end of today's stream, but we'll see. So yesterday we finished this shader, or almost finished this shader. I have a few small changes I just want to make before we close it off, and they are related to the where do we have it? Yeah, our test variable here, which was supposed, it was just some quick experimentation with making this the part of the object that is not in direct light, just to make it look a little bit better, because I think this looks, it doesn't look that good. We want to make it a little bit less transparent as compared to the lit part. The only problem with the solution we have currently is it's not perfect, to say the least. I guess it depends. 0.5. You know what? I think we go between 0. We have 0, all of this is 0. And if we have 1, then it's equal to, okay, yeah. I think we're gonna make this into a proper property, and then we can move on. The question is ambient lighting, rim lighting. Transparency. Transparency reduction. Yeah, why not? We're gonna make it 0.5 by default, and we're gonna do range 0 to 1. Yo, what's up, Derek? And then we'll remove test. And I want to put this one here. Yep. And I mean, Yeah, it's a fix that works for now. I think it's nice. So we have it here. This is default. And then we can make it a little bit more like this or this. I think this is probably where we want to go. We had one more thing, or did we? I'm wondering. Oh, maybe not. Yeah, this is the problem we have. But I guess... yeah, that we can get more. Okay. We wanna alter this mathematical equation in such a way that alpha should never be 1, and I don't want this dark part to become 1 way faster. So transparency reduction multiplier. We want to do probably a lerp or a remap instead. I think. Derek, what if you had like essentially the opposite of the specular doing dark highlights on the bottom right of the mesh to contrast with the bright top left? So we're talking about, is that to simulate like the inside of the transparent object? Or... so down here and here. I think it would be very nice if we could manage to implement it in a nice way. Yeah, definitely. I definitely want to do that. Like, we do want to simulate the back side of this in some way. And usually, you can do that with transparent object by actually rendering the back faces and the front faces. But I think... we can maybe... how would that be? Yeah, let's spend some time on it. I'm just gonna fix this transparency reduction multiplier first, and then we can take a look at how and if we could add some sort of back, like to simulate, like we want to see, like since it's transparent we also want to see the backside of the object. Definitely. But this one, transparency reduction multiplier, let's see here. I want it to be 1 minus diffuse times alpha. I want to do sort of a... Can we do something like lerp between alpha and 1.0 and transparency? How would this be? So if it's 0, then it's just alpha at all time. If it's 1, then it's just 1 at all times. 0.5. Yeah, I think this is what we want to do, actually. Let's try it. But we can't add it or multiply. Like, we want to set it if diffuse. I think we want to do, let's do alpha is equal to this, but we take 1 minus diffuse times this. So if we're in lit diffuse, then this one is probably 0. So we get 0 here, so we get alpha. If we're not, this one is 1, so we get this one. So somewhere between alpha 1. I think this is what we want to do. And then we can probably do this. So if we have 0.5 now, we should, this part should never have a transparency of 1 or be fully opaque before this. It's gonna be way close. But okay, yeah, this is probably what we want to do. Maybe though, no, I think this is what we want to do. Okay. I'm gonna ask the AI as well, but if we were to simulate the other side of this object, how would one do it? Probably with inverted rim. Maybe. Let's see how that would look. Return rim. And then we do Derek, in my head it's almost like a tune ambient occlusion. I'd start by literally flipping the specular calculation. Maybe. I'm thinking here. Like rim gives you like you can fake thickness of an object with rim lighting, I reckon a little bit. But let's see here, inverted specular light. Maybe. Let's see. So we can... Let's wait with experimenting with the rim then, and let's go specular. Here we have specular without any other stuff done to it. I think so. We get something like this. So if we took the inverted here, you might be spot on actually. Or maybe not one. Do we need to saturate this one? A little bit too bright though. But then again, what am I missing here? I'm thinking... This should be very bright. Ah, yeah, never mind. Or? So we don't flip the calculations just yet. I guess we could invert like the normal. Maybe that's a better option actually. If we do... Okay, I wanna experiment a bit more with this soon. Yeah, we're gonna invert the... I'm gonna try inverting the light vector now. But like this gives... I would expect this one, if we did 1 minus this one, to look pretty good. But let's invert the light. Definitely. So we just do this. And we do minus here. I still think it's... a little bit too bright still. Maybe not. It's almost like I'm wondering if... This is better. I think. And do I have... I removed tests, didn't I? Okay, let's add it again. Actually, I probably want to add even more test values, but we'll see. 0.0 f test. Okay. We wanna do... let's add a few more test variables. I want to see... I don't know just yet if I want this or not. 0, 1. Oh, 1 sec. Am I? Ah. Okay. And include rim, then it looks like this. Nah, I probably don't. Don't want it. Let's see. Like, we're gonna try and make this into cell shade as well. i.e. adding a light. But this looks pretty good, doesn't it? Light comes from here. We have the backside here. It's just that we need to... Yo, what's up, all Nate? I'm good. Thanks for asking. How about you? Online, what are you working on today? We're just finalizing a transparent cell shaded outlined shader, which is going to be used for our blobs. And we're trying to like simulate a backlight. I'm wondering if we can make this work. Yo, what's up, Cooler SK? You wonder... Like, maybe it can look real good with... like, I'm trying to make this make sense in my head. Like, is this the visuals we would anticipate? And I'm not really buying that it's the backside we see. The darkened part, that is. All Night, do you have any helpful tips on creating a prototype in 2 weeks? Wow, it's been a while since I did like game jams. I guess that's the closest you can, or closest I've been to making prototypes in a short amount of time. But I don't really have any tips apart from just don't get sidetracked by details. I guess we could do, if we add another smoothness for this one. Or don't we use smoothness? No, we don't. One sec. Specular shininess. Oh, yeah, we might want to do this as well. Okay. Maybe. All Night, so don't focus too much on perfection. Yeah, exactly. Like, maybe if we incorporate this, we will get maybe let's try. I just want to make it. Ooh. I just want to make it cell shaded as well. One sec. Back, sorry about that. All Night, also what music is this? Chillhop.com. It's in the video description. Do recommend it. Beautiful. Nice, 2 creators as well. Maybe... Yeah, this is pretty much what we want, isn't it? Yo, what's up, Sam Smite? Maybe it's a little bit too much with the... Or if we do... Okay, maybe something like this. But then we just need to incorporate it in the final blend as well. And I think we want to I wonder if we want to multiply it with... We want to do it before this, so somewhere here. Okay, probably here. Let's do test 3. Let's make this into a vector. And then we do... I really need some better names here. Test 3, yes. And then we do test 4 times this, maybe. What? And then we do... Is it that bad, really? 0, 1. What if we do 1, 1? And then we want to do... I think since we have 1, 1 here, this is pretty much exactly how it looks by default. I think this is the exact same thing as if we just didn't include this at all. I want to make sure that's the case. Yep. But if we lower this one, don't we start... Yeah, then we start taking this one into account. It's going too low. Now we want to go smaller as well. It's way too big. Return color. Return test 4. We don't want to multiply it. We don't want to multiply it. We want to like add. This is weird. We want to alpha blend this other color on top of it, I think. I'm starting to wonder if Derek, the extra dark areas should definitely be more saturated, right? Yeah, I think multiplying it here is the wrong way to do it. It's like we want to do... It's pretty much like... Fuck. When we calculate the colorization here, yeah, that's how we're going to think about it. So what we're calculating here is the foreground color of the object. And what I try to calculate here, or yeah, what we try to calculate here is like the background color of the object. We pretty much want to like fake render the backside of the object. I wonder why it's not visible, honestly. But yeah. So right now, I don't know if... Oops. I don't know if this is it. What I'm wondering is... if it would be better to do something with this. Like, it's almost like you fake. Maybe we can do both actually, but like with rim lighting, it's you can mimic or fake thickness of the model. So we want to do some. I think we want to do both, but it's not so thick here. Light enters and exits quickly here, but not here. But you can do diffuse. I want to do. Let's do. Oops. Let's do diffuse 2. So we do inverted light for diffuse 2. Like inverted diffuse 2, it maybe even be better than inverted specular. But if we then take diffuse 2 and use rim with it, so I want to do something like this. Rim 2, diffuse 2. Almost looks like we have, and then we want to invert it eventually. The best way to fake the like it's a difficult problem, but I mean return rim 2. I like the not this. But like I like the look of this, what this implies a little bit with the thickness. It makes it look way more 3D, doesn't it? Or like filled. I don't know. What the fuck? Yeah, but I don't want to render the back. Yeah, bad prompt maybe. Thickness is nice, but comparing depth to What? Scene depth. Then you get the depth to whatever is behind it. I don't think... Right. Multiple pass approach. Mm. Um... This is probably... what I want to do. Pretty sure. I wonder. We probably want to make it not 0 and 1, but like 0.8 and 1 eventually. Yeah, 0 and 1 is way too much. 0.3 to 25. But yeah, we need to saturate it. It's the same issue. Or we can't multiply it with diffuse, because that means that we can multiply it with diffuse. Or can we? It's the last blend that fucks us, I think. Yeah, this right here, it's incorrect. Yo, what happened with... Yeah, we don't have any specular. It's way... If we multiply it with diffuse, it's too apparent, maybe? Probably want to add it as a separate shading, I reckon. Yeah, it's becoming way too dark with the way we blend it currently. You know what? We don't want to multiply it with diffuse. We want to change the transparency based on it. Like we want to do... That's what we want to do, I think. Rim 2. Is it actually 0 here? Yeah, we want to lower the transparency for these parts, but to what? 0.5, 1 minus. Let's just do... We have a few test variables to play around with, so let's just do... Rim 2 is equal to 1 minus Rim 2. Turn Rim 2. Yes, now it's 1 here. And then I want to do yeah, let's do test multiplied with this. This, and then we do float alpha equal to then again, it's probably better if I mean, if this wasn't cell shaded, it would probably be the best. 0, 1. Actually, it doesn't. Holy shit, this makes me want to try. I think. So this is without it. This is with it. I think we add some type of. That it looks a little bit thicker, but I'm not sure, honestly. And I'm a little bit sad that we don't add anything here. I wonder if that has to do with. Or do we add? I mean, it's such a small detail. It's. Okay, I guess if we have it like this, it's way more visible. Now it's too visible. Oh, come on, this is pretty damn cool, I think. I think it looks a little bit more 3D. So you can see here, close to the edges, we don't add any, or we don't remove transparency, but more here and here. 0.1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we can probably do, if we change this one, we can make it more or a bit smaller, right? Like this. But then again, it only fakes it because Of course it only fakes it, but like it's pretty thick here, but we have some good see-through. This looks better, doesn't it? I think so. I mean, it removes a little bit of the cell shading stuff, right? We can cell shade it if we want by doing 0.4, 0.41. But if we do, I think we lose. I don't think it looks as... Maybe it does, what the fuck? I don't know. There it almost looks like steam on the glass. Yeah, it does with 0.1. Yeah, it looks like a little bit steamy inside. Or I think we're gonna keep this. This might not be exactly what we're looking for, but I think this is pretty as hell. Frosted glass, yes. It definitely looks a bit more frosted as well. Yeah, and we should be able to disable it by doing 0, yeah. So this is the difference you get. This is without it, but we have some weird other settings here. But yeah, maybe we can do... Let's add back some like this. Okay, so this was how it was previously, okay? I mean, it's nice. But then we can add... this one. Let's see. We really not add... I think we add a little bit down here, but it's not that visible actually. A hard time. Maybe this is short number. This week's short. I don't know if it improves or destroys, but honestly I think 0.4, 0.41, I think it's better with it. I think if we lower this one, it's way more apparent if we lower that one. Samsumite, have you seen the glint material shader they give out for free recently? They made a research paper first and then just gave out the shader code to everyone. We'll probably see that shader used in quite many games in the future. One sec. Maybe I did. I don't know if I've seen some. Let's see. Whoa, 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 whoa. This one I have not seen. Let's bring it up on stream. Glint material. And any game that will show any snow will definitely use that. Or cars with pearl paint. Yeah, hell, I wanna experiment with this shader now. Do you have a link? I guess this is the paper then. Yeah, I'm gonna save this one. I definitely wanna explore this one as well. This reminds me of, like, I know that CS, Counter-Strike, does a lot with these. They had some glint. They had some glint. I don't know if it was the 10-year anniversary or something for Counter-Strike. They had a cake with something on top with a material very similar to this. But yeah, I can definitely imagine snow with this. Derek, I think for blobs that looks right. Not sure about glass or anything. Yeah, 100%. I try to think about how it would look for the blobs. I think this is pretty damn good for the blobs. I think we're gonna call it here. I just want to clean this up. The implementation, so I can actually use it later on. Yeah, like this is... Okay, I think this is very good. Maybe it's even more... Yeah, I think this is very good for blobs. We have a lot of things we can drag here as well to make it even better. Let me just save this link. And thank you for the link, by the way. Appreciate it. Yeah, this is gonna look pretty good for blobs, I think. In this case, I would also like to... I can probably play around with this forever. Oops. Maybe. Probably something like this. Yeah, that's probably the best one yet. Yeah, I think this is pretty damn good, actually. I think we can make some nice blobs with this. I like that this filler here, it's not apparent enough that the cell shade effect gets destroyed, but it definitely improves it, I would say. Like improves the thickness of the blob, that is. It looks a little bit flat, but with it, it's a little bit better. 0.4, I don't know if I want to go this later on. I don't know what this would be. This is more... I don't know, this looks pretty good as well, honestly. It's so fun to play around with shaders. But this right here, I think this is what we're gonna go with. Okay, now I spent a little bit more time. Like, I would love to do more with this. More, like Derek mentioned as well, I would like to experiment more with the specular but inverse. Felt like there was more to it there. But we're gonna, like, now I'm happy with it. I'm like 90% happy with it. So we're gonna leave it here. We're just gonna clean up the code and continue. I want to check. Like, we can make nice blobs with this, can't we not? Like, if we randomize the color, we get a lot of different nice blobs, I think. And then I guess we're gonna have to take care of this as well. But maybe it's not that bad now. Like we have refraction on something in front of it. I don't know.
Change that beat up. Here we go.
Why don't we get... There we go. Oh, it's so much better with... I wonder how it looks. Okay, it's not that transparent. Oops. We lose this much transparency with this one, or what is it that makes us lose? Yeah, probably. Okay, I definitely want to avoid that. I don't know. Crosshatch effect would probably look good since you lean into the cartoon comic vibe anyways. Yeah, I've been wanting to do crosshatch. Let's see if I remember. Yeah, I've been wanting to do it. Like I do want to experiment with it, but like I'm trying to be... I fucking love cell shaded effects with crosshatch, but it's a little bit too unclean for what I'm aiming for, I think. If that makes any sense. I've been thinking about making my outlines thicker as well lately. I think it looks better. I like the look in the scene view almost more than I do the game view. Okay, let's clean this up. I'm gonna keep this setting, but I do want to be able to nullify it, like not include it in a quick and easy way. Okay, well, I have a lot of cleaning up to do here. So it's this I want to keep. Or you know what? Before we start continue cleaning up this one, I just need to run AFK real quick. So be right back, a couple of minutes. Back. Sorry about that. I needed a little bit more coffee. Yeah, what's up, PG King? Good morning, good morning. So to summarize what we have done so far this morning, we just, or like something small was missing here, and I thought it was like thickness. I want to add. It's a little bit flat like this, so we added a very simple rim based thickness calculation. We could probably improve this a bit eventually, but this is good enough for now. So we're just going to clean up the code and then we're going to continue. What I want to do next is I want to jump to this again. So this is basically our graph for how we generate the different blobs. Right now it's just a icosphere with some subdivision, and yeah, we add a material to it as well. Yeah, that's pretty much it, and a collider. What I want to do here eventually is we're gonna add this new material here, and we're gonna randomize a lot of properties. We're probably looking at randomizing the color, definitely, the transparency, definitely, smoothness, definitely. The inside here, I don't know what I'm gonna name it just yet, but this is probably gonna be, so how cloudy it is, basically. So is it this cloudy or thick or just this? Yeah, so quite a few properties here. Transparency, reduction, multiply. This one we will probably, I don't know, maybe. If we have 0 here, it's pretty good for glass, I would say. Oops. But yeah, so that's what we're gonna do. But let's clean this up. I don't know what... Inside. So what do we have? We have... So when it comes to lighting, what we control by properties are ambient lighting, rim lighting, lighting other, transparency, reduction, multiplier. I'm guessing this one and the other one are pretty related. So transparency reduction multiplier, could that be simulating how much light goes through? So if we have 0, pretty much all of it goes through, right? But if we have 1, none of it goes through. Because I think that's what we're gonna group them under. So content inside body, we have volume, maybe volumetric lighting. That is pretty much what we're trying to simulate. Now we have shine. I don't remember what. Let's see, what is the shortcut for rename? I don't even think it works. We can do this actually. Shine through rate or light through rate. Is that weird? Yeah. Light through rate. Light shine through rate. Maybe. So that's that one. And what do we have? We use test 3 and test, I think. Let's see. And we do the rim calculation. So here. And then we smooth step it. So that's edge. And then we have test here. So I want to reuse rim. We want to do it before here. Or we're going to do it like this. Float rim. Diffuse. Because then we can reuse rim here. And but then we change it here, that's true. The question is, what do I want to call it here? Oh. No. Light shine through rate. Okay, volume thickness, I would say. So this is probably volume thickness, and this is our edge for volume, I would say. And then we recalculate alpha based on volume, and then we recalculate alpha based on light shine through rate, and then we're done. Feels okay. Light shine through rates. What I want to add here is volume thickness might not be the correct word. Yo, what's up, GDs? Volume density. Maybe density. Yes. And then edge volume density. My GG is doing some video editing. Nice. Love me some video editing. So is it a time-lapse guide related to the asset? Nice. Fuck, edge volume density. I probably want to have this as a vector. It's my GDs, but I don't enjoy video editing. Then it sucks, I guess. Why don't you like video editing? What software do you use, by the way? We're gonna do 0 and 1 as default. I don't care about the last two here, so edge volume density, and edge volume density. We're gonna make it float 2, edge volume density. And where do we have it? Line, here we're gonna have float volume density. Okay, so I want to change this one as well. I want to make alpha is equal to albedo.a. That's what we have. And then we do alpha here. And not rim2, but we want to change this one to float volume density is equal to this, and volume density. So then we do smooth step, volume density, no, edge volume density. And then down here we have volume density. So alpha volume density. So first we affect the alpha by volume density, and then we affect it by light shine through rate. Hopefully this makes sense. Looks a little bit different. A little bit too much different. So volume density, light shine through rate. I think this one is okay. 0.5, and then we have volume density. Okay, we can't really test this one just yet, but let's set it to 0.5. But then we have volume density edge here. I might want to rename this one 0, 1. Okay, what happened here? Well, one sec, is this the specular actually? Yes, it is. I fucked something up when I screwed with the rim, I think. Rim diffuse. Smart GDs, I'm using very old Premiere that doesn't crash every 5 minutes. Nice that it doesn't crash. Like, I can't recommend DaVinci Resolve enough. It's fucking perfect. Or like the best video editing software I've been working with, at least. But what did I screw up here? Something with the rim. But what with the rim? Oh, isn't this one supposed to be times? So I thought. I think it is rim times this one. Yes, so now we're back. Volume density right? Makes sense. And so if we have volume density, maybe not the best name for it, but if we have it at 0 and then we have light shine through rate. So if we have 0, everything shines through. So we end up with something like this. But if nothing shines through, we end up with something like this. Okay, I think this is names and stuff I can work with eventually. Or in the future, so when I get to this again later on. 0.5, 0.49. But this one doesn't seem... never mind. This is where I want to change it. So 0.4, 0.41. Okay, that one doesn't work for some reason. 0, 1, 0. Volume density. We want to... Volume density. Where do we have it here? Edge. Volume density X, Y, rim. Oh, yeah, it should be okay. Oh, no, one sec. What did we have here? We just reset this one. But we want to multiply it here, right? So we could... No, that's not what we want to do. Do I want to set it like this? I think this is it. So we can do 0.4, 0.41. Yes. As my GDs, I tried Resolve, and unless I messed up something, it can't do video scrubbing as smooth as Premiere. Like now I'm gonna show you how bad or how little I do know about video editing, but I have no idea what video scrubbing is. Okay, I'm very happy with this result actually. I think this is beautiful. Let me just try one thing. We're gonna change this one back to 0 and not that one, but this one, 0 and 1. We're gonna remove the test ones as well. I just want to see what happens if it's this one, right? Cool. I just wanted to see it real quick. I wonder why it doesn't work though. Oh yeah, because of the alpha clip. Okay. But yes, so we're done with this one. Soon. We want to remove all of these. Hopefully we don't have any issues left. Everything here looks good. Smart GD is when you drag the playhead through the video to preview quickly. Oh. Yeah. Yeah, it's extremely... It takes a lot of resources. Yeah, that might be true, actually. Refraction distance, refraction index, blur kernel size, default blur level, outline solution, flag. All of these, I think we can do... This one we remove. Should be okay. Default blur level. I know we use it. I just want to see 2 of 6. Do we define this twice? No. Okay, I want to take these and I want to move them down to here. And we're gonna make them replace these. I think oh yeah, we have these two as well. This one is done. HDR, the HDR. Find input color as HDR in HLTL Unity. I don't remember if you have a flag or... Okay. Token extract. I don't know. HDR color Unity HLZ. This one is what I want. Or I want to define one of my... You know what? Maybe... To define input colors HDRNS. This is what I was looking for, but now I'm wondering if... Is that actually the case? Yeah, HDR. Okay, nice. Beautiful. But you know what? Now I'm wondering... I think we're gonna do it like this. I don't want HDR here, but we're gonna add a... For our specular lighting, so here smoothness, we're gonna add in HDR. Because right now it looks like smoothness 1 gives us this. So we have a little bit, I thought. Or didn't we have a little bit of a bloom here previously? Maybe we need more. Yeah, we have. But I want to be able to like control, add more control over how much specular like bloom we have from that. So let's see. Want to add an option here that is specular strength, maybe. But we're gonna go up to 5 specular strength. And here we have max. So what I want to do here is saturate. And then multiply with specular strength, I think. So now we should be able to do specular strength. Yes. Where do we have the background here? Default blur 3. Okay. That marks this one as done. I'm pretty sure. Calculate background color. Okay, beautiful. One more thing I'm wondering. We're probably gonna do one. I have this idea. I'm not entirely sure how good it will be. Or I thought that if we had, or that we could have, the eyes of the blobs within the actual blob. I'm just not sure how good that will look if it's... Nah, we probably want to have them on the outside, but maybe we'll see. Like, I think this material looks like it's beautiful. Okay, so creature blob. Let's do game. Okay. There we go. So okay, here we have a few of our blobs. They're currently just running away here. Maybe we want to make the... Let's make them a bit... I guess it's... Is it this one we want to change? 10. Yeah. 10. So that's exactly how I want it to look when we move. Okay, so what is rigid body linear damping? Fuck, I don't think we have any direct way to add this here. Do we just add... Yeah, we add the rigid body in the creature script, I think. Creature. Get component, or... Yeah. We are probably... Yo, what's up, Contra Dash? Appreciate it. We are probably going to include a lot of properties here in our graph. Like, I want to move as much as I can to these graphs when it comes to defining the different creature variations. So I think we're going to put weight here as well. So that's an attribute. I don't really want to do that today. So my question is, if we want a creature with a linear damping of 10, where can we put this temporarily? We could... I know. We are gonna go to creature definition, and then we're gonna add header temporary properties, and then we're just gonna name it serialize. We're not gonna name it serialize, but I want to serialize this field. No, and we're gonna name it okay, we want to do field public float rigid body linear drag. Get private set, and I think default is usually 0.0, so that's what we're going to put here. So now we have this one here. So when we instantiate a creature from definition, we do this definition equals to definition animate entity and so on, and then we do if we should have a rigid body by this time, so we can do we don't save it. You know what? We're gonna do this. We're gonna do this because I'm pretty sure the rigid body is available in animate entity.rigid get. Don't we have it here? No, maybe not here actually. Here we have it, and it's private. Makes sense. Fuck it, this is temporary, so let's just do Ah, it's linear damping actually. Reach a blob definition, rigid body, linear damping 10. Let's play this then. Where do we have our blobs? Oh, yeah. Okay, well, maybe we don't want that. I'm okay with that for now. Okay, great. So now they won't run away from me. That's good. Creature blob. What do we have? Radius. We have pretty small blobs actually. I want to go as big as 2, I think. And then we have creature spawner. Creature definitions. We're gonna spawn 3 more. Okay, 2 is way too big. We get some weird shading on some of them as well. How the hell is 2 this big? Radius 2, so we're looking at a... Okay, here we pretty much have cross. Here we have cross hatch. I think the normals are fucked for these actually. But anyway, yeah, we don't want 4-meter thick blobs, that's for sure. So 2 meters, we're gonna 0.8 maybe 1.6. Yes, okay, but that's not extremely important. But look at this, material instantiator editor node, set material editor node. How does our set material runtime node look? Set material runtime node. I'm afraid that, yes, mesh renderer material is just equal to material. And the workaround we had to do with our transparent objects that still has outlines is that we need to have 2 materials in place, which means that we're gonna add 2 materials during generation, but it doesn't really work with our current solution of this runtime node. So we're gonna have to set a specific material here, right? And it's been a while. I think we have an array. We have dot materials, and then we should be able to get material by get and set materials by index, but I want to refresh my memory. We're gonna do it with mesh render, and we're gonna check material. Return the first instantiated material assigned to render. Yeah, returns all the instantiated materials of this object. And like what I was wishing for, or what I hoped for, was to have something easy as just add material, but I guess we're gonna have to do get materials And then we add one additional material to it. And then we call set materials. Or okay, yeah, we're probably gonna do get materials and set materials. But so I guess we want to change our set material runtime node to let's add a private void add material, and then we're gonna have renderer. Like, I wonder, isn't it easier to use the list approach? So like this. But I would assume that we would have out or ref or whatever. Maybe not. I don't know. Let's try it. So then we call. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, this wouldn't work. This is bad. Let's remove that one. If it is equal to null, we want to do else. Then I want to do actually, I think we want to do render like this, and yeah, then we can skip it. If it is equal to null, then we do, oops, maybe I wanted that change actually. We do this. And then we do renderer. And then we do this. Let's see if this one works. SmikeGD's. I'm fine with Premiere, it does the job, reliable for smaller projects. What I don't enjoy is the process, recording, cutting, endlessly fiddling with the timeline. It sounds cozy to me. Like, I think the one thing I hate with the video editing I'm doing, like that I genuinely hate, is the voice recording. But when that is done, it's just like smooth, cozy sailing. But each to their own, you know. But it is, oh, I don't even bother with voice. Oh, that's nice. Like I'm really close to just taking all of my live streams, feeding the voiceover into a fucking, or like train an LLM or like a network on that voice, and then just do text to speech. But I don't know how good. It's probably pretty good now at mimicking voices. Okay, let's see if we get some errors or anything with this. We still only added one material, right? Oh yeah, this is the problem. Now we have. Why do we get lit here is my question. Why do we get the default material lit? So first of all, I want to see if it's something I do. Set mesh editor node or game object instantiator editor node. This one. Now that's just an empty game object, but this one, set mesh editor node. Set mesh runtime node. No game object. So if we add a mesh filter like this, or whoa, we just add a mesh. Yeah, okay. So set material runtime node. It's actually this one. So when we add an empty mesh renderer component, does it actually add a material? Isn't that weird? Would have thought maybe create empty mesh renderer. I would have thought we were looking at something like this. So why is it being instantiated with a material. Is it because create empty, add component, mesh filter? No, should be okay. Yo, what's up, Fishy? Okay, this makes me just want to test one thing real quick. Do I have... fuck it. Let's test it like this. Scripts. Test. No. Oh. Private void start. Game object. Add component. Mesh renderer. Game object. Add component. Mesh filter. Because that's basically all we do. We just add these components. Game object test. But this one doesn't have... We don't have any material here, do we? No. So what the fuck? Am I adding it somewhere else? Oh, well, nah, shouldn't be that. I was wondering if it has something to do with primitive. Like, why are we getting lit instance here? Could it be set material runtime node? Or could it actually be that when you do get materials and you don't have any materials, that feels weird. Okay, I want to try this theory, so we're gonna do if render dot material count dot length no, still two materials here. Ragathian, I'd add a breakpoint to make sure it even runs at all. We know that it runs because we add our material. It's just a matter of like, where the fuck does it add the default material? Pretty sure. Just adding a mesh renderer should not add a default material, right? So look at this. Now we're not adding one. So any access to materials, be it dot materials or get materials, if it's empty, a default material will be added. Does that make any sense? Why? Would they make it that way? Rogathian, from an editor perspective, it kind of sort of makes sense. Yeah, I'm trying to make it make sense to me. Okay, so my next question now is, like, we want to access the materials list, but we don't want to add a default material. Like, the easiest solution would just be to check, like, if we get to this point, like, we don't have a skin mesh renderer, we don't have a mesh renderer, we add a new mesh renderer. At this point, we do know that our material... fuck it. Like, here we know that it's a new mesh renderer. So we could, if we want to, we can just do it like this. see. Now we do replace, and if replace is true, like this, right? Then we might want to add the option to replace it even. We'll see. That should be it, right? Yeah, now we only have one material for these. That's pretty annoying. Do we have Unity mesh renderer get or accessing materials add? Rogathian, personally I try to steer clear of get add remove component from code and instead to everything using prefabs, prefab variants and scriptable objects. But what if you want to procedurally generate objects that might have more or less components at runtime? Sure, you could go the modular way of having prefabs for all of the different limbs or variations and instantiate those at runtime and add them together. But I reckon that wouldn't be that much of an improvement in performance over just procedurally generated like this or adding components like this during runtime. Fuck it, we're not gonna get closer to the truth here. Ragathian, I procedurally pick prefabs or pick different scriptable objects, but I never build a game object from scratch. Each to their own. So what I want to do now is how much more time do I have? 10 minutes, that's not much. Yes, we want to replace this material here with our new material, and then we want to add an additional material. So we want to add creature blob. Yeah, I'm gonna duplicate. We delete this one. Okay, let's wait. But let's duplicate this one. And we're gonna call this one yeah, we're just gonna call this one creature blob base material. Pretty sure this is gonna be the base of our material. So we're gonna replace this one here, and then I want an additional one, set material node, an additional material instantiator editor node, and for this one I want my outlines. Where do we have it? Outlines data material, yes. Like this. So now, if we save this one and we run again, we should have blobs now with... Do they have the transparent object? I think so. And outlines data material. But it doesn't look that transparent, honestly. Let's try volume density, light shine through rate. Okay, yeah, I guess they are. They look way less transparent than... Okay, we have it here. Yeah. Yeah, we probably want to loosen up a bit on that transparency. I want to generate the meshes. I want to add variation to the meshes later on, but I also want to experiment with SDFs and stuff like that for how we render them, how they look. I'm wondering why it feels like we get... Okay, this is pretty good actually. Or do we have a normal problem? No, I don't think so. But I mean, like, it feels way less transparent than... the other one, you know? Oh, look at this. look at this. We have... Fuck, isn't that weird? If we jump to this one and we change this one to have 0. Fucking hell, it's beautiful. 0, 0, 0. Okay, we do get something like this. Okay. We're probably gonna have to play around with these values to find what we think looks good here as well. 20. Zero 0.5, 0.2, 0.5. Yeah, something like this probably. And one more thing. I really hate how it looks. Like when you work with rim lighting or rim highlights like this. One sec. But like the silhouette really matters, doesn't it? It looks extremely weird here. Although I wonder if maybe we're not interpolating the normals correctly here. And yeah, this is an icosphere, so yeah, we can... I really want to experiment with adding UV spheres here, so we will be able to generate UV spheres here. Because I think that's what we're going to do with our blobs initially. And then we can add them, like, we generate them from bottom up, and we add variation in radius depending on how we go up. So we can make them a little bit different shapes and forms and whatnot. That's going to be the initial implementation of them. As I said, I do want to explore other rendering techniques for them, but we're gonna start easy. But anyway, so unfortunately I'm done for today here. I need to run, but we now have a material, a pretty cool transparent shader if you ask me, which we're gonna use for our blobs. So next week I'm gonna implement UV sphere here. We're gonna add some variations to the UV sphere. We're gonna add some ice to our blobs. And then maybe we can implement them moving around. But yes, thank you so much for watching, everybody. And yeah, have a great rest of the week and weekend. Peace.
What are you doing, man? We gonna kick a beat or what?
We're gonna kick the beat. We're gonna kick the
Yo,
ill
we'll
beat.
drop it.